Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. It's Adventure Time Day 10. The Amazing Fleck is on the road and currently heading west back towards Cleveland from the New Jersey area. It's a great day, I must say, my friends. And life's a beautiful thing, life's precious, so many changes, so many things happening. And I thought that it was a good idea for me to stop in my travel, pull over to the side, and I came to this beautiful little park here in the middle of somewhere, New Jersey, and just got done doing my Circus and Flow Arts tutorial video on how to thread the needle using poi. Thread the needle is a technique that's delightfully deceptive to the eye, relatively easy to learn with a little bit of practice, and it's another thing you can add to your repertoire as an object manipulator or a juggler or a circus and or flow arts performer or even hobbyist, whatever you're into. Please check out my playlist section of all the different circus and flow arts tutorials I've made this year so far every Sunday. And yeah, you can learn more about that. But for right now, I'm very happy. It's a beautiful day here. It's another day to do the best you can and make the most of it. I got out of the casino around 11 o'clock and checked out just in time to not be charged for an extra day, which was very nice because it's a complimentary hotel visit for the job I'm doing there. And those hotels cannot be cheap. Everything there is so expensive. I find myself parched around 3 o'clock in the morning, and I walked around and I couldn't use any of the vending machines. None of them would accept any sort of credit card from me, even though they said they accepted credit cards. And I walked around the casino. There was no restaurants open. You couldn't order a water or get a water or use a drinking fountain anywhere. There just wasn't anything around. And then I went to the bellhop, and they were happy enough to give me a water out of their personal stash in the back room. They didn't have to do that, but yeah, casinos are crazy expensive. I paid almost $3 out of a vending machine to get a water. I had some change on me for the first little bit of water. I was expecting maybe a 12-ounce can because they were selling 12-ounce cans of soda for the exact same price. But no, it was an 8-ounce little bottle of water that was just overpackaged. You know, it's just this little stubby little bottle, and it had this plastic ring on the top, so it functioned a lot like a can does in the vending machine. It was insane. I just couldn't believe it. Anyways, I'm glad to be out of that environment, just to see all the temptation of the casino and the nightlife and everything like that. And this is what people choose to do with their time. They save up all their money. They go to a casino. They spend thousands and thousands of dollars just for a weekend. And you can see that a lot of people, they look forward to doing this sort of thing, but you can tell just the look in their eye that they just feel like there's this emptiness every time they pull that lever for that slot machine, or every time they lose another hand in blackjack or poker, or at the roulette table, or playing craps, or just whatever their poison is, whatever they choose to play. It was interesting to see that. You know, there's this smile on the outside, but it feels almost like plastic, like it's not really happiness. It's something they chase after. Addiction's a real thing. Addiction comes in many different forms. It's not just substance abuse. It's you can have like mental addictions or psychological addictions, like such in the case of like gambling and things like that. Pretty wild, and it's amazing what addictions are considered socially acceptable and which are not considered acceptable. I think there's healthy addictions, though. I think there are. I think the circus and flow arts, of course, as I stand by here on my channel, are some really healthy addictions. They can release dopamine that make you enjoy what you're doing, and you can correlate that dopamine with your practice. And it's a physical activity. It feels good to move around and do these things. And it's good for your focus. Being able to connect with something new and learn new things is a good way to keep your brain active and keep those neurological connections forming and making new ones happen. And it could be good for long-term effects. There's plenty of long-term effects in practicing the circus and flow arts and keeping your dexterity sharp as well as your mind and your body. It's a good, very holistic exercise for a lot of good reasons. I like to teach a workshop at these festivals I go to called Contact Juggling as a Dynamic Meditation. Now, I'm not qualified to teach meditation or much of anything for that matter. I know things that I know, and I have my unique connection with the world I live in, and I like to share that connection out there with anyone who's willing to listen. So thanks for tuning in and keeping with me so far with this little rant, this beautiful Sunday. Grade A, grade day, as I said earlier. I like that little play on words. Grade A, grade day. It's almost like my gesture's gesture. The gesture's gesture is not just your ordinary gesture. It's just hers or just someone else's. I don't know. It's a way of playing with words, I guess. I don't know. I love wordplay. Doing these long drives gives me an opportunity to listen to some audiobooks, which is a great way to digest some books. You can focus on the road, keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel, and you can listen to some audiobooks. So you can make the most of your time when you're driving. You can take in the beautiful landscape, like this beautiful park here, and you can listen to some people reading books to you. On the way out here, I listened to The Art of War by Sun Tzu. It's a classic book on the art of war and the importance of knowing war. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener at war, they say. So it's good to know these things. You want to know how to fight so you don't have to. You want to know how to defend yourself so you don't need to. You can have that confidence. You can walk with that peaceful warrior inside of yourself and take on anything if you're ready for it. And if you have faith in yourself and your abilities and in anything else that's out there. I don't know what you subscribe to spiritually or intellectually or otherwise, but there's a lot of good information that comes from The Art of War. It's a classic Chinese book for a lot of reasons. It's very relevant even to this day, not only if you apply it to modern warfare, but also to your own personal situation. The macrocosm, the microcosm, it all blends together. I suppose I'm thinking a lot about this sort of stuff too in the psychedelic sense because I've been listening to a book on Rosicrucianism. The Rosicrucians, or Order of the Rose and Cross, was something formed. It's like a Western mystery school. It takes the Eastern traditions, or at least the lessons from them, and applies it to Western thought. It makes it more accessible to the West. There's a lot of people in the West even that get a sense of like mysticism or even Orientalism. I'm not sure if that's an offensive term, but it reflects on a sense of being mystified by things from the Far East and Far Eastern culture, whether it's India or China or Japan, and the wisdom of the ancient teachings when it comes to all that. And just this interesting book on Rosicrucianism has got me thinking a little bit more about the ether and the psychedelic nature of reality. What consciousness is, how we perceive reality, and all that sort of thing. I've always been fascinated by that. And it's cool to take in an audiobook that just kind of shares thoughts and observations about the nature of our reality and whether or not our optical nerves attached to our pineal gland or pituitary gland. There's a pituitary gland inside, but there's the pineal gland closer to the front, I believe. I might have them reversed as far as my understanding. My anatomy and physiology teacher might be upset with me for confusing those two. But the one that's closer to the front lobe of your brain has two optic nerves attached to it. And those optic nerves are considered more or less dormant or unused or not used as often. And it's amazing because in this audiobook I'm listening to, it talks a lot about the frequencies of reality and the vibrations that exist around us. And not so much in a spiritual or metaphysical kind of way, but as a matter-of-fact, scientific, measurable kind of way, and how this gland in the front of our brain can be used to pick up on those subtle frequencies that may or may not be as essential to our survival as our actual vision with our eyes, or how our ears pick up sound waves, because light is a wave, sound is a wave, heat is a wave. All these different waves are scientifically known and measurable, and there's all the ones that are not really measurable by science as we know it. And I guess that's what this particular chapter of this audiobook is touching on, is tuning into the more subtle vibrations that us as humans have put on the back burner or have otherwise just tuned out altogether because they don't directly relate to our everyday experience or our need for survival. Pretty curious stuff, pretty out there. I didn't know what today's rant was going to be about. I thought I'd just share whatever's on my mind. And yeah, it's an amazing time to be alive. We have the internet. We have the ability to self-publish. We have the ability to connect with people across the world at the speed of light, or dang near the speed of light. There's always a little bit of lag in there if you got Comcast or any other internet service provider that does less than their ideal job delivering you the interwebs. But the point is that this is such an amazing time in human history. To be a human being in this time is incredibly exciting. If you're bored, you are not paying attention. If you're bored, maybe you're spending too much time on social media and not actually being actively engaged with your life. and with the people in the world around you. Now, I might be guilty of that myself. I'm posting every single day on YouTube. Why would I be doing this to myself? I'm such a small-time content creator, and I've learned a lot this year. We're almost up to 1,000 subscribers. I have 960 subscribers. Real exciting stuff. And I am looking forward to getting more people subscribed to what I have to say, because I think I want to add more value to the viewers out there who are watching, not just me using this as a mode of therapy, of getting things off my chest and talking into the void, yelling into the void, and all of that sort of thing. I like to really touch people and provide an experience or a perspective that maybe they can incorporate in their own lives to make their life a little better. Who knows? Who knows? You never know who's watching. You never know who's getting something out of what you're saying. You never know what sort of change you make by just being yourself. And that's what I'd really like to encourage people out there to do, is to get to know who they are truly on the inside and get in touch with that and not be ashamed of who you are and share yourself with the world. I hope that I can just maybe inspire at least one person out there to do that, to be kind to themselves and be kind to other people as a result too. Because if you know what it's like to be treated negatively, or for people to treat you unkind, you know how much that can hurt. And why would you want to do that to anybody else? You know, I don't want to do that to anybody else. I know what it's like to have the short end of the stick, and what it's like to be made fun of or threatened. And it doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good for anybody, not even the person doing it. I've tried being on the other side of it too, being bullied a little bit at a young age, and I tried doing that to other people, and it doesn't make anyone feel better. I don't know what I'm getting at, folks. Thanks so much for tuning in. That's a lot to manage, a lot to digest and unpack, I guess, in one little video here today. But hey, that's what you get here on my channel. You never know what you're going to get. Expect the unexpected whenever you hear the amazing Fleck speak. Or just Doug. I'm just Doug right here today. I'm the amazing Fleck when I'm on stage doing stuff. And today I'm just Doug in a park, driving back to the Midwest. Gonna go stop over to a friend's house in Cleveland and wish them a happy birthday, and just visit some friends in the Cleveland area, and then get back to sunshiny, God-loving Detroit and continue to fix up my house for my beautiful girlfriend and our baby that's on the way. Think about this new life every single day now, and gonna go in with expecting nothing. I'm gonna try to expect nothing and just hope for the best. And my big goal as a father is to make sure that the child is a considerate human being that cares about the feelings of other people, and to just encourage them to be the best version of themselves. Just like the last words that I used to sign off all my videos lately, which I think it's about time that I do that. But they're relevant, and I hope that I integrate them into my child's life. Remember to never give up, and to do your best, to stay true to you and who you are, and to be amazing. And what I mean by be amazing is to not be anything more than who you are. It's to be exactly who you are, to be the best possible version of exactly who you are. That's how you be amazing. And that's all it takes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you tune into the next videos and come along for the ride with me. We're going to do some great things by next year. I can promise you that much. But until then, my friends, take care. Bye-bye.